obviously there were some things that people opposed, some that they supported in regards to the Road Act. Just from your experience with DYRS, what do you feel is needed and or missing from this to make it stronger?
Well, one of the things we want to do is make sure our youth and young adults have adequate placement, and they're moved to where they need to be based on the court's recommendation. We want to make sure we get consistent data and feedback from DYRS to make informed decisions. Sometimes when you're dealing with youth and stuff is happening daily, delayed information can be catastrophic. And so as the former chair of this agency, I know that a lot is happening in DYRS. They recently hired a lot of new staff. They have a high turnover of current staff. I think we need to figure out why we have a high turnover there. That affects the relationships and with the youth there. And feel like somebody care when there's constant transition. Ultimately, it's about creating a safe space and environment for youth to come back to community whole and feel loved and cared for, where they can mature and become responsible adults in our city.
I know this act focuses heavily on oversight in terms of resources and support in there. What else needs to be added to it, or what have you experienced is missing?
Well, what we are deciding is where to house this legislation to make sure it's fully funded. The mayor does not support this. We believe as a council we need more eyes and ears on DYRS because of the many issues we've had over the years. One of the biggest issues is to figure out where to put this. Attorney General Schwab gave some recommendations, but we want to make sure that it lands in the right place so we can get adequate information on a daily basis to make informed decisions for oversight.
To make sure I heard it right, I know right now it's with the auditor's office, or suggested to be in the auditor's office. Not ideal. It was also brought up that it may be too much to have on council's plate as well. Where else could it go, or should it go?
We're still deciding that. I don't want to say my opinion because we have to make a decision as a whole council, but I'm not opposed to it being at the auditor's office. I support that. We just got to once it's done, we have to make sure that DYRS is going to send the information we need so we can stay on top of the agency.
I appreciate it. Was there anything I didn't ask you about Road that you did want to say or that we missed?
We just want to make sure that we are addressing the ongoing assaults at the agency, the drug uses at the agency. Again, these are young people all across the city, and it's called a rehab center because we want to make sure once they leave there, because all are going to leave there at one point or another, they come back decent human beings, we're able to help them, provide everything they need so they can be successful.
I know one question that came about, as you mentioned, it was a rehab center. If you wouldn't mind sharing, obviously former chair of this, what were some things that you were either working on or that you would have liked to have been able to continue to do with the work there?
Continue to create more opportunities to get youth the services they need. The issue of DC, we don't have any psychiatric facilities in DC for youth, so we are transferring a lot of our youth out of town. So we're hoping to build infrastructure to make sure our youth are addressing the substance abuse issues, the mental health abuse issues, so they can get the tools they need in their toolbox to deal with the reality they're facing every day.
Thank you, Councilman.